Hello and welcome to the Daily Bible Podcast. My name is William Hemsworth and thank you so much for joining me for today's episode. Well, today we're continuing on into Matthew chapter 10, and today we're going to look at Matthew chapter 10, verses 9 and 10. So over the last couple days, we see this story about Jesus sending the disciples out into towns to, evangelize and spread the message about the kingdom of God. And so this is a continuation. Again, we're going to look at Matthew chapter 10, verses 9 and 10, which say, "Take no gold or silver or copper in your belts, no bag for your journey, or 2 tunics or sandals or a staff, for laborers deserve their food." So kind of interesting here. Jesus is sending these guys out, the 12 disciples. And this is another account of the same story that's found in the Gospel of Luke and the Gospel of Mark. And so in Mark's Gospel, Jesus tells the disciples to take a staff, most likely for protection, against, wild animals, thieves, things like that. And in Luke's Gospel, I believe it is, it's 72 people, which are including the disciples that are sent out. And so Matthew's remember, Matthew's Gospel is written precisely, most likely for a Jewish audience, because he has a lot of links to the Old Testament, naming Jesus as, the new Moses, things like that. So it's kind of written for that audience. And so at the end of these verses, Jesus is expecting that those who welcome the disciples are going to take care of their needs. He's telling them not to take extra tunics and sandals and all this, because he doesn't want them to be encumbered by material possessions. He's wanting their focus to be on proclaiming his kingdom. So Jesus said that those who minister are to be cared for. The disciples could expect food and shelter in return for their message for those that welcome them into their homes. And so it's kind of like us. We need to take care of those who are in charge of us spiritually. We need to make sure that their needs are met, that they have food, that they have shelter, etc. So hope that sheds some light on these short verses today. Thank you for joining me every day on the Daily Bible Podcast. And have a great day, guys. Thank you for joining me.